Welcome to Mishna study Masam Makkot Perakima Mishnah Gimel. Continuing with the Lo Ta'asez, those who get lashes. Ha'ochel bikurim. If someone eats bikurim are the first fruits that we bring up to the Bet Hamikdash that we give to the Kohanim over there. And if a person goes ahead and he eats from the bikurim ad shelo kara alehem, right, before he read over it, right, so now it doesn't belong to the Kohen yet. So if anyone eats it, it's not theirs. Bikurim that weren't he didn't read the Pesukim of Arami Obed Avi, he would get Malkut. I just point out this is according to Rabbi Akiva, right, who says that you must read. According to Chachamim, it's not the reading that makes it the Bikurim, rather it's the Hanacha, placing it in front of in the Bet Hamikdash. That's what really is Me'akev. So according to Chachamim, we not get Malkut. Again, now, once he eats the bikurim after it's so pnei habayit, right? Before he put it in the azara, according to Chachamim, right? Before he placed in the azara, that's when he would get malkut, right? Because the pasuk says lo tuchal le'ochol b'sharecha masar diganecha, right? Utrumat yadecha, right? So what's trumat yadecha? These are bikurim, okay? Now we said Masechet Trumot, we said trumat yadecha, we said it's bikurim. Right, for sure, right? Because the pasuk is not, you don't leave anything else out. Mention everything else in Ma'asrot, mention anything or everything over there. So it must be talking about Bikurim because that's the only thing that needs to be brought up to the Bet HaMikdash that wasn't mentioned. Okay, now if he ate Kodashim, right? Kodshe Kadashim, Chutz Kilaim. He ate more stricter Korbanot outside of the Kilaim, right? Meaning over here, outside of the Azara. Or if you ate kodshe kalim, right? U'ma'aser sheni chutz lachoma, outside of the walls, meaning outside the walls of Jerusalem. So over here, each one is outside of its appropriate place, and the pasuk says lo tuchal le'ochol b'sharecha. Now, over here we said, okay, kodshe kalim. Also, ma'aser sheni. If a person eats ma'aser sheni in the wrong place, right, he would also get malkut. Now, if you pay attention, we just mentioned this, right? We just mentioned this earlier. We just said ma'aser sheni ve'ekdesh shelo nifdu, right? Put back page, right? We mentioned that as one of the things that you get malkut for. So why do we have to mention it twice? So Rambam says it's not doubling up. It's not repetitive. Rather, what we said earlier was talking about maaser that is tahor, and he ate it. Someone who was tahor ate it outside of outside of Jerusalem. Once it came into Jerusalem, went back out. Right? He would be hayav malkut for that. Now, our Mishnah, what's it talking about? Maaser sheni and ikdesh that were not redeemed. Shalon yivdu. Right? Okay, so they weren't redeemed. If it was maaser that was tameh, and he is tameh, even if he ate it in Yerushalayim, he would get malkut, because once maaser sheni becomes tameh in Jerusalem, you're not allowed to eat it until you are podet. You have to redeem it. We learned this from Minay, the maaser sheni shnitmash b'hodim oto afilu b'Yerushalayim, because it's lo tuchal se'eto. Right? Se'eto is eating over here. You can't eat it. Right? We learned that from Pasuk in Bereshit, Masot. Right? Okay. Now, with the Lo Ta'aseh of Ma'aser Sheni Betum'ah, right? Because he said also Ma'aser Sheni, how do we know that's also you're not allowed to eat Ma'aser Sheni when you're Tameh? Yeah, that's something else. That's the one where the Pasuk, Lo bi'arti mimenu b'tameh. That's the Pasuk in Devarim. So we know, right? Our tradition has been whether I'm Tameh, right? Or if the Ma'aser is Tameh, either one's a problem. Now he's only chayav malkut from Ma'aser Sheni that he ate in the Betumah when he eats it in Yerushalayim, right? As right, when it's B'sharecha, right? Tochanim Tameh v'Tahor, and also over here it says the same way by Bechor, and also over here. So we learned that it needs to be in Yerushalayim. Okay. Now the Mishnah continues, right? Hashover et ha'etzim b'Pesach hatahor. If someone breaks the bone of a Korban Pesach, that's tahor, right? Then he is lokeh arba'im, right? The pasuk says ve'aitzim lo tishberu bo. So bo is the tahor Korban, right? So if it's a tameh, we'll see in a moment that you don't get malkut. But if you break the bone of a Korban Pesach, that's tahor, you get arba'im. Aval hamotir batahor, if you leave leftover, and you're not allowed to leave leftover, right? The pasuk says lo totiru mimenu ad boker, so it says lo ta'aseh, you can't leave for the morning. Right, but what's the rest of the pasuk? right? Lo tutiru mimeno al boker, v'hanotan mimeno al boker, ba'esh tisrofu. If there's anything left over, you need to burn it. So again, it's a lav hanitak la'aseh. It's a lo ta'aseh, but there's a corrective measure, so therefore you're not going to get the anba'im, right? Mutir batahor, v'ashover batameh, and if someone breaks a korban, the bone of a korban, Pesach that was tameh, right? The pasuk says, right? Pasuk says lo tishberu bo, specifically on a tahor, but if it was tameh, you would not get malkut because it's excluded from the pasuk, right? And that closes our Mishnah of additional cases of lo ta'aseh that you get lashes for.